Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am doing something highly anticipated. I'm talking about the new Chantecaille fall release. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. As many of you know, I now have my online beauty consulting service, which is where you get the chance to talk to me one-on-one about any beauty concerns you might have, whether you're looking for advice, navigating the cosmetic world and want advice that doesn't have that sales pressure, or if you want to go over items you already own. Either way, I can walk you through step by step through a video chat. So to make the appointment, click the link in the description box down below. All right, the Chantecaille fall release. I have been very excited about this because for this release here, we have these beautiful new luminescent eye shades, which is one of my favorite formulas. And I happen to own several of them already. So seeing new shades available, especially in some bright, bold hues, definitely piqued my interest. So for the fall release this year, we have two new luminescent eye shades, and this is part of the India's Vanishing species collection. So like the other luminescent eye shades with animals on them, part of the proceeds here will go towards animal preservation and different wildlife funds. So there are two shades available. The first one is Leopard, which is a wild bronze, and then Tiger, described as a regal emerald. Now, I was tempted to get both shades, but knowing myself, I just decided to go with the Tiger shade, the regal emerald, because I love bold, bright colors, and I know that Leopard with the bronze shade, I'm certain is gorgeous and beautiful and very flattering. I just wanted something new and different and a bit more bold. So I went with Tiger, and I have here some information about the wildlife preservation and some of the work here. So it says here, India is home to two of the most rare and revered members of the big cat family, tigers and leopards. The main threats to these endangered animals are loss of habitat and poaching. With India's vanishing species, Chantecaille is partnering with the Sujan tiger and leopard conservation projects, founded by Jasail and Anjali Singh, to preserve these magnificent cats in the wild. And a bit more information here about the tiger. So just over a century ago, 100,000 wild tigers were roaming across Asia. Today, fewer than 3,900 remain, and their habitat is shrinking. That is a stark difference. In Ranthambore National Park in northern India, the most famous place to see tigers is in the wild. So the Sujan, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, run by Jasail and Anjali Singh, provide crucial resources to combat poaching and just provide a safe space for these big cats. So these are in fact a limited edition, of course they are, and these retail at 66 Canadian plus tax, which I believe is the regular price for the luminescent eye shade. I don't think there's a price increase, it's just the regular price for these single shadows. Actually, I just realized that the luminescent eye shades previously, like lion, pangolin, giraffe, these are 70 Canadian plus tax, and for some reason, the new tiger and leopard are 66, but they are the exact same weight. You get the same amount of product, so I'm not sure why there's a price difference. And something to note, in the previous luminescent eye shades like lion here, it says that you have 12 months to use it up, but the tiger and leopard has an 18-month shelf life. So there must be a difference of ingredients, a different something for the price difference and also the shelf life difference. So I think we should just go ahead and look at some swatches of this beautiful shade here. As you can tell, it's definitely a beautiful, rich, dark emerald. Calling it a regal emerald is very fitting. I was hoping that perhaps it would be a hint brighter, but I'm going to show you different ways to apply this during the video that might help you enhance the brightness a little bit. And something to note here is the detail on the shadows looks a bit different. So here we have Giraffe, and Giraffe has much more embossing and detailing on the shadow, whereas Tiger here looks more flat. It's not a criticism, it's just a slight difference. So if you're someone who hesitates in dipping into your shadows because they look too pretty, it might be helpful that Leopard and Tiger don't have as much extra detailing. There still is some detailing, like some sort of stripes, but you just won't get like waves and things like that. It's just something small that I noticed. I think we should do a tutorial. I'll do a full face of Chantecaille, and I will show you my preferred method of using this eyeshadow formula. I'm going to list all of the brushes that I used and the products that I use as well in the description box. So if you have questions, go ahead and check that. Before I go into Tiger, I am going to just add a bit of color in the crease here. And for that, I'm going to use a bronzer. This is the Real Bronze Bronzer in Sirena. I'm putting this in the crease, and this will just act as my transition shade. You really don't have to go too heavy with this. It's just to add a little bit of brown color here. And of course, I primed my eyelids off camera with the NARS eyeshadow primer. Okay, so what I do is I use a flat brush like this. This is the Refer number 2, so something along this size here. And I use a setting spray. This is the Rose de Mai because we're talking about Chantecaille, but use any makeup setting spray, any facial mist, even just some water. You're going to spray your brush and then go into the eyeshadow directly. Before I do that, I'm going to spritz my face with some rose water. Once your brush is damp, you just go into the shadow here. This will destroy any sort of beautiful embossing that may have existed, but it will make the color payoff nicer. Look at that. Excuse me, look at this vibrant emerald, regal emerald color. It definitely makes the color more opaque, more vibrant, and you just get a better color payoff if you wet your brush. I get comments all the time whenever I use this eyeshadow formula. I know some people have experienced fallout or not having the shade be as punchy as they want. You just have to do this a little bit, just like that. I know that this is a regal emerald, but there is a bit of a shift to it. Just at a different angle, you get a bit more yellow, a bit more gold. It's definitely a very warm green color. All right, now that I've laid down that base, I am just going to keep my eyes open and just build up this green a little bit higher here. I know that on the Chantecaille site, they said that you could use this as eyeliner. So if you wanted to do that, if you got Leopard and you want to use Tiger as a liner, I would do what I did with Leopard. Just put down a base of Leopard and then using an eyeliner brush, do the same thing. Wet the eyeliner brush, dip it into Tiger, and then trace a green liner. I had to change my part. My hair was bothering me too much. I'm certain you can relate. So now I'm going to switch to a different brush. This is a pencil brush, the Refer 26. So again, just spraying it a little bit and going back into Tiger. This is going to be my bottom eyeshadow. And also a liner. There is a tiny bit of fallout, not that much. If you wet the brush, you definitely diminish the amount of fallout you get. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the eye concentrate, the stress repair concentrate on a Q-tip here, just to get rid of any fallout, especially because it's green and dark, and that is basically the opposite of what my under eye should be. It should be bright and awake. So let's just clean that up. I'm going to do my complexion and then I'll finish up the eyes afterwards. I'm going into my Chantecaille Future Skin Cushion. I'm in the shade Nude. And I like to go in with a brush. I like the little sponge that it comes with, but I prefer blending the foundation with this brush here. This is the Buff and Blur. I love the original Future Skin gel, but I think I prefer the cushion more. The cushion just offers more coverage and I just love the finish so much. It's a very natural finish, but it's not too dewy, not too luminous, and it's also not too matte at the same time. I apologize if you can hear construction noises. I gotta do what I gotta do. If you look at the cushion online, you'll see that the shade range isn't huge, but it has this like stretch technology. I don't know how else to describe it. So even if it isn't like a perfect shade match, it kind of just like adapts to your skin, which is really nice because a lot of us are buying online. So even if it isn't the exact right match for you, it somehow just blends in and works. For the concealer, I'm going into my Le Camouflage Stylo number 3. This is a correcting pen with a bit of a peachy undertone. So I'm just gonna let this sit here for a second just to offer more coverage. I'm going to add a bit of face powder as well. This is the Flower Power Perfect Blur Finishing Powder in the light medium. This was previously the Hummingbird, but they brought it back by popular demand. Okay, I'm going back into my bronzer from beforehand. This time I'm going to use it as an actual bronzer instead of eyeshadow, just to add a little bit of warmth to my look here. And then for the blush, I'm going into my cheek shade in Joy. Now, this Wild Horse used to have a, I don't want to say glitter, but more of a shimmer spray overlay, but it sort of disappeared with use. I think I may actually prefer it without the spray overlay because it just gives you like a very natural, cool, rosy flush. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going into Lion, which is a beautiful golden shade, and I'm going in with a very fine tapered pencil brush. Doing what I've done before, I'm just going to wet this and then go in here. As you can tell, Lion has been well loved. And I'm just going to bring this nice gold shade on the inner part of the eye here. For the lips, I have a little sample pack here of a few of the lip cheeks. So I'm going to use the shade here called Tea Rose. This shade here, I think it's going to be a nice neutral lip here because my eyes are pretty bold. Wow, Tea Rose is a beautiful color. I might have to order this next because I just love how neutral it is, like your lip but better, and it even has that same signature soft vanilla scent that the lip cheeks have. So to finish off the look, we have to go into a fragrance. I'm going into my Darby Rose. This is a lovely rose and very citrusy fragrance. I think of just like fresh lemons, like a lemon orchard, if you will, and lots of roses. It smells really lovely, feminine, and really lovely for summer. This is the complete look, but let's talk about the eyeshadow. Let's do maybe some comparisons if I have anything, and let's just talk about it. I love this color. It is exactly what I want. It is a true alley color. I am so happy to see something so vibrant and rich come in this eyeshadow formula. I think the texture and formula is basically the same as the previous shades. There might be a slight difference in texture when you're swatching. There clearly is something different because the price is different and also the expiration date is not the same. So there must be something different in the ingredient list. However, I love it. I think that this looks beautiful. It gives me every emerald jade green dream that I want. If you have the shade Cheetah, this would also work really nicely, just like a little pop of color. Just as a comparison, I have the Luminescent eye shade Mare that came out a few years ago. This is the only other green shade in this formula that I have. Clearly, these are completely different products. One is like a mint seafoam and one is a regal emerald. I just wanted to swatch these side by side to compare. As far as eyeliners go, you could go in with a classic black liner, just a tight line and add some definition. I have a couple Chantecaille eyeliners, but I don't have a green one, but I know that they have green options available. So if you have a green liner from Chantecaille, just to help pull the shade together, that would work. If not, the new Chanel Stylo Yeux in number 46, Vert Emeraude, which translates to emerald green, I think would be a beautiful pairing for this eyeshadow here. And if you want to go brighter and make it pop even more, this Givenchy waterproof liner in Jade would just enhance and make it brighter. Overall, I am extremely happy with this release. I love that Chantecaille does very small seasonal releases. They're very curated, they're very well thought out, and I like it because I'm a makeup lover and collector, so it's less overwhelming than seeing a huge parade of new products. I like when it's so concise. I absolutely love this tiger shade, but I appreciate that, you know, a complete green eye look may not be for everyone. So maybe the leopard might be for you because it's going to be more of a neutral bronzy shade. But personally speaking, this is exactly what I wanted. I always wet my brush before going into this eyeshadow formula, and this is the way you get this beautiful payoff. If you've experienced fallout or if it's not as opaque as you wanted to, trust me, just wet the brush a little bit and you'll get this beautiful finish here. If you're new to my channel or if you've been watching for a while but you just haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to my channel, leave a like, leave a comment. Those are all fantastic ways to encourage me here on my channel. Make sure to leave a comment down below letting me know what you think of this year's Chantecaille fall release. Did you get these two shadows? I know a lot of people picked up both at the same time, and I get it because they are limited edition, they are beautiful, and they're helping out with great causes, so I get it. I might end up picking leopard. I just knew that I had to get tiger before it's sold out because it is limited edition. And there will also be some new lip cheeks available in the next few weeks as well. So the lip cheek is the lipstick formula that I just mentioned and that I'm wearing today. However, there's going to be 5 lipsticks. I think 3 of them are colors we've seen before, and then there's going to be 2 new shades, but it's going to be limited edition packaging. I'm interested in getting a shade that I don't already have. This, I believe, is supposed to be part of the fall release, but it's not happening at the exact same day, so I think it might be in a few weeks or maybe even in September, but still the Chantecaille fall collection is really small, which I always appreciate. Let me know what you think in the comments, and let me know what you want to see next. What do you want me to mix and match? I always do tons of tutorials and also get ready with me style videos. So I will definitely mix and match this beautiful shade with other items. If there's something you want to see, let me know in the comments. All right, guys, I think this is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you had a nice time. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.